So dear student, welcome to the class of grammar. Today we are going to see chapter number 20, the past tense. You know what is meant by past tense because in the earlier standard also you learn it. Here some more exercise will be there, and the thing which we have to keep in our mind that what are the verb form in the different type of past tense, then where we have to use this verb form or where we have to use past tense, simple past tense or past continuous or past perfect or past perfect continuous, where we are using. These are some main concept we have to keep in our mind. So here let us start this lesson. We use the past tense to talk of an action that was completed in the past. This you learn many times, that the past tense is used to talk for an action which is completed in the past. I played tennis yesterday. It is simple past tense. You know that verb is played. So simple past tense. I was playing tennis yesterday. It is was playing past continuous tense. I had played a game of tennis before I went out. Past perfect, had played. When he started in 2008, he had already been playing tennis for 2 years. He had been already playing. He had already been playing tennis. Past perfect continuous tense. Now, let us see first simple past tense. Statement in the simple past tense have the form, what kind of verb form? Keep in the mind. Subject, here only you have to put the underline. In the simple past tense, first subject, then past tense form of the verb. He went to Delhi. Here went. He subject, went past tense form. We enjoyed. We subject enjoyed past tense form. Now how to make negative? Most negative sentences in the simple past tense have the form of subject plus deed plus not plus base form of the verb. Keep in the mind, when we turn the sentence into negative in simple past tense, we use deed plus not. As deed is there, then the verb form will change into base form. He did not go to Delhi yesterday. See, went change into go. Okay? Then with the verb be, be means is, am, are, was, were. These are the be verb. We form the negative by adding not after in the past tense, means was not or were not, like this. This is often contract wasn't or weren't. Then when we change into question, we take did in the beginning. So did plus subject plus base form of the verb. Did he go to the park yesterday? Did you finish your assignment? Did in the beginning. In the question, with the verb be, the verb comes before the subject and did is not used. If being verb is there, means I was happy. Was I happy? If being verb is there, then we are not using verb form of do, means did. We are not using did. But if being verb is not there, then only we use did. When we form negative or interrogative sentences in the simple past tense using the auxiliary verb do, we cannot use the past form of the main verb. Keep in the mind or put the underline. Where you have to put the underline? When we form negative or interrogative sentence in the simple past tense using the auxiliary verb do, we cannot use the past form of the verb, past form of the main verb. In each case, the helping verb do take the past tense, which did, while the main verb remains in the base form. This is about simple past tense. Now where we have to use simple past tense? This is most important thing you have to keep in the mind. Where we have to use simple past tense? An action that happened in the past and it completed at the time of speaking. She taught in that school last year. Here see, last year time is given. Okay. At the time of speaking, this action is completed. The police caught the thief red-handed. Caught. Simple past tense, but the action of catching the thief is over. You just ate my chocolate. Ate. Just ate means the action of eating is over. Then habitual past actions. If we have some habitual past actions, he swam for an hour every day in the past. She always ran in the annual marathon in the past. Okay. So if any habitual is there, means the action which is there as our habit, then also we express this thing in simple past tense. Now past continuous tense. So what we learn in the past tense? We learn in the past tense that simple past tense we use when the action is already completed in the past, or it is a habitual action, then we use simple past tense. In the simple past tense, verb form is subject plus past form of the verb. If we are going to make it a negative, then we use subject plus did plus not plus base form of the verb. And if we are making interrogative, then did will come in the beginning and the rest will as it is. Okay. When we use did, we should have to use only the base form of the verb, of the main verb. Now past continuous tense. We form the past continuous tense in this way. See here again, put the underline. Subject plus was or were plus ing form of the main verb. I was traveling to Delhi. The children were running. Was used with the singular subject, were used with the plural subject. Negative statement in the past continuous have the form subject plus was or were plus not plus ing form of the verb. Interrogative sentence in the past continuous have this form was or were in the beginning plus subject plus ing form of the verb. Was he traveling to Delhi? Now, where we use past continuous tense. We use past continuous tense to show that an action was going on at some time in the past. To show that the action was going on at some time in the past. The time may or may not be indicated. We were watching TV all afternoon. Okay. Here in the past, this action was going on. Mom and I were discussing the project at the dinner table last night. Last night they were discussing. Okay, a time factor is given. But at the time while taking the dinner, this discussion was going on. So it was in the past continuous. When we talk of an action that was in progress when the another took place, we use past continuous form along with the simple past tense. When I saw him, he was buying vegetable. See here, two actions are there. Then means when I saw him, that is in the simple past. When I saw what he was doing at that time, he was buying vegetable. So that action was going on at that time. So it is in the past continuous tense. And for the habit that were persistent in the past, persistence means continue doing something. That is called persistence. The old man was always grumbling, is always complaining about. Then the dog was always barking at the people. The dog is like that. He is always barking. It is in the past, this action is continuously going on, habitual action. So it also can be expressed in past continuous tense. Now, here exercise is there. Exercise 1 is we have to fill up the blanks using simple past or past continuous form given in the bracket. I am going to send you the answer in the PDF. So you may write down that this exercise in your CW along with the question. Don't write only answer. I am sending only answer. Again I am going to tell you in the question which is there in the form of fill in the blanks. I used to send only answer, but you have to write with the question. Okay. So we have seen two type of past tense. Now another two, that is past perfect tense. Statements in the past perfect tense have the form subject plus had plus past participle form of the main verb. We had left for Paris before you called. Had left. He is the subject. Had plus past participle. Leave, past participle form is left. For Paris before you called. Mary had eaten when Farah reached. Here if you are going to see, two actions are there. And you can see that both actions are completed in the past. See, it is very easy to fill in the blanks, or when we are using past perfect tense, if the both actions are completed in the past, two actions, usually two actions are there completed in the past, then the action which is completed earlier will be in the past perfect, whereas the next action which is completed is in the simple past. For making negative statement in the past perfect, have this form subject plus had plus not plus past participle, or sometimes contracts from hadn't. Question in the past perfect tense are formed by this had in the beginning plus subject plus past participle. Had you already left for Paris when I called? The past tense, past perfect tense is used to talk of two related actions in the past, which is related on one another. Past two related actions. We use the past perfect for the first action and the simple past for the second action. When he reached the theater, the play had started. Here, what to reaching theater, why we go to theater? That is to watch the play. So, related action is there. When he reached the theater, the play had started. That means the play was already in progress when he reached. So, when we reached, there we use simple past tense form, and the play had already started in the past perfect. Here exercise 2 is the fill in the blanks with the correct form of the simple past or past perfect. As I told, if there are two actions, we have to see. If there are two actions, the action which is completed earlier than the other, that we have to use in past perfect, and the next is in the simple past. I am going to send you answer. Only answer you have to write with a question also. Now past perfect continuous tense. The statement in the past perfect continuous tense have the form had plus been plus ing form of the main verb. Had plus been plus ing form of the main verb. My dear student, those who are not coming to the school regularly, please be careful. Learning of the tense is very much important, because if you learn this form very well, then only you will able to learn active, passive and direct, indirect very well, because there this knowledge of the tense applied directly over there. So please be very careful in this simple past tense, what type of verb form will be there, past continuous what type of verb form, past perfect what type of form. This all form it must be learned by you very well. So past perfect continuous tense had plus been plus ing. He had been going to Paris regularly before he lost his job. Here you please try to understand. He had been going to Paris regularly before he lost the job. Before he lost his job. Means before he lost his job, the action, now the job is also lost. But before that time, that action was going on regularly for going to Paris. So that action is in the past perfect continuous tense. Negative, we add not to had, and if The present perfect continuous is used to talk of an action. Now be very careful. For negative, not only we are going to add, their form is given to you. Subject plus had plus not plus been plus ing form of the main verb. The past perfect continuous is used to talk of an action that started before a point of time in the past and continued up to that time. That time. Again, try to understand well. The past perfect continuous is used to talk of an action that started before a point of time in the past and continue up to that time. She had been sleeping all morning when the doorbell woke up her. Doorbell woke up her. That time. Before that time, which action is there? Had been sleeping. So, is used to talk of an action that started before a point of time in the past and continue up to that time. She was sleeping till she woke up. So, that action is in past perfect continuous tense. Now, in exercise 3, we have to fill in the blanks with the past perfect or past perfect continuous tense. As I told, I am going to send you answer of this. Then here the one most important thing you have to learn, that is simple past or past perfect, because they are very near to each other. See, you learn in the past tense or present tense. Present perfect when we are going to use when the action is completed. But there one thing is there, time is not denoted. Means I visited Delhi. Okay. I have visited Delhi. If I am going to say I visited Delhi last year, then okay, I visited Delhi last year. I have visited Delhi. That means visited in the past, but that action is still going on. So, action is still going on means कि मैंने जो दिल्ली में मैं घूमा, उसको वहाँ पर जो देखा, अब वो देखा हुआ सब मेरे पास है. So, if anybody asks me that have you visited to Delhi, I can say that yes, I have visited Delhi. Okay. In that, time factor is not there. Whereas when we use simple past, definitely we must go with the time factor. Now here I am going to read, try to understand. In some situation, we not be sure whether to use simple past or present perfect, as both these tense forms refer to the action that is already completed. Here some useful rules are. One rule, if a definite pastime is given, we use the simple past tense. When no time is specified, we use present perfect tense. Here you can see, I went to Chennai in May. Specific time is given, May. So, simple past. Then, I have been to Kashmir. Time factor is not there. When? So, present perfect. Then the second rule, the present perfect can however be used when we talk of a period of time that is still going on. Period of time which is still going on. Means I have been to Japan 3 times this year. Means still this year is not completed. I have been there. I visited Japan or I went to Japan for 3 times, but the year is not going completed. It is still going on. Then I can use present perfect, that I have been to Japan 3 times this year. Maybe 4 times also, because year is not completed. Okay. So in this sense we have to use present perfect tense. And exercise 4 is to fill in the blanks with the correct form of the present perfect or simple past. Keep in the mind, if the time factor is given in any way, then we use simple past. If time factor is not given, the action is still going on, then we use present perfect. So here this lesson about past tense, chapter number 20 is going to over. I am going to send you answer of this in the PDF, and as I said, you are going to get only answer but you have to write with a question so you can understand the answer very well. If at all is any kind of doubt is there, school is regularly going on, you may come and ask. I hope you are studying there at home nicely, and do it. If you are not able to come to school, no problem if you have any case, but then at the home be regular in the study and try to understand each and everything very well. If any kind of doubt is there, you may come and clarify it. Okay, now here we are going to stop with this lesson. Next time we will going to meet with chapter number 21. Okay, till the time, goodbye. Thank you.